Great to have you along with us for tonight's presentation on the Sports Fan Base Network and Facebook Live. It was Valley Forge Military Academy who won the toss. They deferred to the second half, so the Warriors will have possession to start. Kassan Winder and Keandre Harris back deep to receive the opening kickoff. And Mike Palmer, this is a team that likes to run the triple option. Some old school wing T could provide a really difficult look for defenses.
Yeah, Mike, it's good to be with you. Our first broadcast together. I mean, yeah, Bristol Warriors start up and they give the ball to a lot of different players on the offensive side. They like to spread the ball around in that wing T.
Kassan Winder with the return down across the 30, lost the football. There's a flag down on the play as well. It appears as though the Warriors did recover, and they'll have it on first down after we check on the flag.
Well, we might have a face mask here. It's a late flag, or maybe the ref decided to pick up the flag there, and there was no penalty on the field, Mike.
That is indeed the call. I believe the referee threw a penalty flag, and he meant to drop the blue beanbag, which would signify a fumble. So no penalty on the play. Warriors did recover the fumble, and they'll start at their own 31-yard line, first down and 10.
Well, if anything that Valley Forge Military Academy needed was that fumble in the opening kickoff return, because Valley Forge is coming in here at 0-5, and Mike, it looks like that they switched calls and Bristol turned the ball over on the opening kickoff.
Wow, tough break for the Warriors. So it will indeed be recovered by Valley Forge Military Academy, and they'll take over on offense, first down and 10. Led by their quarterback, Dave Wilson. We mentioned this Valley Forge Military Academy team looking for their first win of the season. They've struggled against some BAL competition this year. Dave Wilson is the quarterback. It's Elliott Calloway lined up at tailback. And on first down, the handoff goes to Calloway, and he doesn't have much room. Taken down at the 35-yard line. He'll lose 4 yards on the first down carry, and it'll set up a second down and 14.
Yeah, Mike, we've seen the pro-style offense there from Valley Forge Academy opening up the game with just a single back in the backfield, and the wing back, however, took the handoff from the quarterback and tried to stun inside, but the Bristol defense was ready to stuff it.
There's big number 73, Chuck Collins, coming up with a stop. Second down and 14. It's a pass play short over the middle and caught up to the 30-yard line. The reception made by Eddie Davila. Not much of a gain up to the 30-yard line. Give them a gain of 5, and it'll set up a third down and 9. Not the situation you want to find yourself in, third down and long.
Yeah, I mean, they already found their stuff in second and long, so they had to make a quick play there to make it a manageable third down. But like you said, it still is a third and long, and we'll see if Valley Forge can pick up this momentum they got from the opening kickoff return.
Just under a minute 20 gone here in the first quarter. Warriors fumbled the opening kickoff. Valley Forge Military Academy in possession. It's a handoff up the middle, and met in the hole is Nasir Gilbert. And again, Chuck Collins, the 6', 300-pound defensive tackle, fills up a lot of space. And he met the tailback Gilbert at the point of attack. No gain on the play, and it'll set up a fourth down and 9.
Coach Mike Cohn for the Valley Forge Military Academy was satisfied with the field possession, so he's playing the field possession game right back, and he's going to look to kick a long field goal here, almost a 40-yarder.
Yeah, this will be quite a boot for Anthony Littlewood if he can get into this one. Officially a 48-yard attempt. The snap is good, the hold is good. The kick from Littlewood is on the way, and it's going to sail wide right. Had a decent leg. I'll tell you what, even though that kick was no good, that's a heck of an effort from anyone at the high school level trying to kick one from 48.
Yes, he had the distance. He just missed it wide right, but I just don't get why you run it a halfback dive on third and long like that. Maybe try to get more closer to field goal range on fourth, or go for it on fourth down there.
Right. So all's well that ends well for the Warriors. They will get the football at their own 20-yard line following the scoreless possession.
So in high school, I guess it's a touchback if you kick it out of the end zone on a field goal?
I would assume so. That is a bit of a weird call, but on first down and 10, the Warriors do indeed come out in an I formation. It's Brisbane under center. The deep back is Eric Bell, and he'll get it power right. He cuts to the corner across the 25, lowers his shoulder, and crashes down to about the 29-yard line. Elliott Calloway met him there, but the 5'7", 150-pound tailback showing some physicality on his first carry.
Yeah, it didn't take too long to figure out who's Bristol's favorite player and go-to guy, and Eric Bell. I mean, he took that outside handoff and powered through to the corner and gets a decent yardage on the first play of the game, 9 yards.
I mentioned Samir, Brisbane starting quarterback, offensive line. We'll get to you in just 1 second. It's a power right on the handoff and crashing across the 30 down to the 35-yard line for a first down. With the carry for the Warriors is Alan Reyes.
Yeah, that's the play you run on second or third and short. You hand it right to your big fullback, get the first down immediately, and move the sticks. I just don't get how Valley Forge Military Academy was satisfied with their field position and didn't really want to take advantage.
Right.
Because now Bristol is just beginning their drive, and they already got a first down in 2 plays.
On first down and 10, Brisbane comes out under center, 3 backs. And it's going to be a handoff. Stuttering his way up the middle is Kassan Winder. Football came out at the end of the play, but the side judge comes in, says he's down. It's a gain of 3 up to the 38-yard line. And it'll set up a second down and 7 as we tick near 8.5 to play in a scoreless first quarter.
Already we see, Mike, that the Bristol Warriors aren't afraid to spread the rock around. I mean, 3 different plays, 3 different guys touch the ball. I mean, that switches up, gives you some versatility on the offensive side. That's what Valley Forge needs to be worried about tonight.
Second down and 6. Brisbane comes out under center. It's a counter to the left for Eric Bell. Bounces off 1 tackle, not a second. He'll get wrestled down at the 36-yard line. Some good penetration that time off the edge by Kai Amon Ray. Senior linebacker.
That was perfect by him because in this, when you going against a wing T offense, you work on all week to contain, do your 111th, do your job in order to fill your own gap. Do not try to do too much. Try to contain that wing T, and that's what we've seen there.
Yeah, when you're playing a wing T run offense, it's almost as though you're playing a passing game because you're playing one-on-one. You don't have an assignment per se. You have a guy that you're covering.
Yeah. And that's what Bristol wants to throw him off here at Valley Forge.
3rd and 8, it's a pitch right to Bell, looking for the corner, gets a block as he cuts back across the 40. Run out of bounds at about the 44-yard line, 45. It'll depend on the spot. Looked like he was out at the 44, but if they give him the 45, that's going to be close to a first down. And it is indeed a first down for the Warriors.
Yeah, Mike, we've seen it there. When you pitch out of the wing T, it's kind of hard to pick up because all the movement going down to the backfield. However, I think if you move the Eric Bell a little back further and get him more space, I think he could maybe take that down the sidelines there. But that's the problems with the wing T. You don't really get up to the outside as quick.
And it is indeed a wing T once again for the Warriors as Brisbane under center hands it off on the inside with a little misdirection. Check it, it's Brisbane, keeps it himself. And he's into Valley Forge territory across the 40 to the Trojans' 39-yard line. It'll be a first down and a gain of 20 on the carry.
Well, that was the first time Brisbane called his own number there out of the wing T, and he picked up an impressive run there and got the first down. And I would like to see him carry the ball a little bit more here, Mike.
Yeah, it was a very good misdirection. I thought Reyes had the football. I think some players on the Trojans did as well. Wing T on 1st and 10 from the Trojans' 40. It's a handoff the Bell to the right, and it's just old school power football as he dives across the 35 to the 34-yard line. Give him a gain of 6 before he's brought down. Joey Ball, the sophomore defensive back, comes up with a stop. Second down and 4, 6.5 to play in a scoreless first quarter. Warriors in the midst of their first possession after Valley Forge Military Academy was scoreless in their first.
Bristol Warriors switching up between zone read, power, counter, quarterback power. I mean, they got a lot of versatility, and big lineman Chucky Collins was there to pull and lead the way.
It's an inside counter in getting a first down across the 30 to the 26-yard line is Deshaun Cortez.
Once again, that wing T involves so much misdirection. You see Brisbane with the fake pitch and then hands it off right under to Deshaun Cortez and picks up a decent gain and gets the first down once again for the Bristol Warriors.
From the 27-yard line, first down and 10 for the Warriors, just marching down the field systematically. With this wing T, they come out in it again. Cortez a wing to the right. Brisbane will call his own number and look for the corner. Flag comes down as he's taken down at the 25-yard line, and it looked like some holding in the Bristol offensive line as Brisbane tried to turn the corner.
Great play there by the Valley Forge Military Academy corner there by Cal Amon Ra. He was out there one-on-one with the receiver. Receiver doesn't make a block. He comes up, feels the contain, makes a good play, and now Bristol getting back with the holding penalty.
So the holding penalty will mark the football all the way back to the 38-yard line. So it'll be a first down and 21 for the Warriors following the penalty. We'd like to welcome those of you joining us on Facebook Live and the Sports Fan Base Network with Mike Palmer, Mike Sam. So great to have you along with us for all of tonight's action. Our great SFBN crew on hand, doing great work as always. Pleasure to work with these guys as Brisbane comes out in a shotgun, hands it off on a jet sweep to Bell. Again, looks for the corner, gets across the 35, and he'll get run out of bounds at the 31-yard line. It'll be a gain of 7, but Nasir Gilbert kind of found himself in no man's land there, one-on-one with Eric Bell on the perimeter, and did a nice job to force him to the sideline.
Yeah, I mean, that's what we talked about, Valley Forge Military Academy. Obviously, game plan for this wing T / spread offense where you're going to see guys cutting in between, cutting back across your face. And there, Bristol really wants to get Eric Bell off the edge, and they went shotgun there because they've seen that the wing T, they need to get their best guy in space. And here we go, back to the wing T. But when they run shotgun, that could be dangerous tonight, Mike.
Second down and 14. Split end to either side. It's a play action. Brisbane will throw for the first time tonight, maybe. Under pressure, rolls out to his left, steps up, chucks it downfield and too tall. Pass was intended for Keandre Harris in the end zone. Brisbane was under some pressure from the left side of the line. Believe that was 42, Eddie Davila, who had the pressure off the edge.
Yeah, I mean, great pressure from Valley Forge there, but it's just so awkward seeing a pass from the wing T. That was the first pass we've seen all night. Brisbane rolls out. Number 42 on Valley Forge, Eddie Davila loses contain, almost gets the sack. However, Brisbane rolls out, look for his receiver deep. It was just too high there. I mean, in these certain situations, when you pass out of the wing T, your corners need to be ready for the scramble drill, and that's what Bristol's going to be looking for all night.
5:13 and a halted clock to play here in the first quarter. 0-0 our score. It's kind of a modified wing T out of the pistol here for Brisbane. It's an option to the right, and Brisbane will keep it himself and get taken out of bounds at the 28-yard line. And the late flag is indeed going to come in. Joey Ball wrestled Brisbane down, but he was a good 3-4 yards out of bounds when he did so.
Yeah, Mike, in the beginning of the play there, you said it, the modified wing T from the pistol. They're looking for the triple read option there, and they had a shovel pass to Eric Bell, but he wasn't open. And then Brisbane took it upon himself. Next thing you know, they late hit him on the sidelines, especially the quarterback in that situation. That will get called every time, Mike. It doesn't matter because you need to protect your quarterback and one of your best players and starting safeties.
In a way, it's kind of funny because I was going to say before that it was excellent discipline by Valley Forge Military Academy because that's a tough look running a wing T out of a pistol formation. You could see almost anything out of a formation like that. But then the late hit out of bounds sets Bristol up with a first down as the penalty yardage is going to mark the football all the way up to the 10-yard line. Looks like the nose of the football will be right at the 10-yard line. Referees will stretch the chains out, but I believe it'll be a goal-to-go situation on first down for Bristol. It is the wing T once again. Bell, Reyes, and Cortez are the running backs as the officials, I believe they're talking where to spot the football. I don't know where they got the 10-yard line from because it's a 15-yard penalty. Original line of scrimmage was at the 30, but I suppose if it's marked off from the end of the play, that occurred right around the 25-yard line.
And every spot, I'm like, good call.
And they are indeed going to move the football back to the 16-yard line, which still isn't right, but closer.
Well, if Bristol winds up punching it in here and Valley Forge doesn't get nothing started on their first play, next drive, I'm sure we're going to see a timeout because Coach Carm's definitely not satisfied with what's going on right now.
Give to Bell, and he's got some space up the middle. He's inside the 10 and down to the 9 before he's wrestled down in the teeth of the defense by Lochner. It'll set up a second down and about 4 for the Warriors.
Once again, Bristol has been trying to win first down all night. And when they have, they've been really successful, especially on this drive. I mean, first down is really one of the most important downs, and Bristol's definitely been winning it most, if not every time.
Wing T once again from the 10-yard line. 4.5 to play here in a scoreless first quarter. Bristol on their first drive, and they give it up to middle, wrestling his way down to the 6-yard line as Alan Reyes. And those are some interesting looks to the fullback Reyes in this formation because it gets 2-3 yards, 2-3 yards, 2-3 yards, and then all of a sudden it just sparks for 30 because the middle of the defense opens up.
Exactly. There's so much things you need to worry about, so much misdirection, but they have two good running backs that can really punch it in. We just seen Reyes right there, and then Deshaun Cortez has actually been showing flashes of two. So you have two power guys inside, and they can hit either hole. It's tough to stop, and here's a QB sneak.
And that'll be plenty for a first down as Brisbane is across the 5, across the 4, and down to the 3 for a first and goal Bristol.
Yeah, Mike, I mean, this Bristol Warriors offensive line isn't the tallest, but they are definitely wide and thick down there, and they can really power it in for a wedge, QB sneak, anything short on the goal line.
And it's Collins slow back to his feet, so that is a tough one for Chuck Collins as the read option has been very effective tonight for the Bristol Warriors. Tonight's broadcast brought to you in part by Levittown Auto, located at 4033 New Rogers Road. Levittown Auto has a great selection and financing available. Please call owner and president Jim Wilson at 215-547-9494, or you can email him as well, levittownauto@comcast.net. I would certainly be a big loss if Collins is unable to go. He's been hugely effective both on the offensive and defensive side of the football for the Bristol Warriors.
Especially in this offense, you need your pulling guards every down, every play, and I mean he's been their main puller right now, pulling to the right, pulling to the left, and he's down to the injury. But you said it earlier, this different offense with the fullbacks, you got the wing backs, and once you keep everything in the tackles, Valley Forge might fall asleep, and that's when they live on the play action. We only seen one pass so far, Mike, but Brisbane definitely has the arm, and we'll see if they take a shot next drive. But I think Valley Forge Military Academy needs to settle down here because they're not playing that bad. They're just not doing things right, and they had a perfect first possession inside Bristol's own red zone, and they couldn't accomplish anything. So we'll see if Bristol can punch it in for the first score of the game as Collins walks off on his own feet.
Yeah, appears to be maybe favoring his arm, so we'll keep an eye on Chuck Collins if he's able to go. He's replaced at right guard by Jacob Wright, the senior tight end. Now moves inside to the guard position. This is first and goal for the Warriors. Wing T formation. Brisbane gives the bell off the left side of the line to the goal line. Touchdown Warriors. Their first of the night. Eric Bell from 3 yards out.
And that's Bell right there, power through, almost untouched, squeezes in for his 7th rushing touchdown this year. I mean, Eric Bell's their go-to guy, and they proved that right down in their goal line, red zone situation, and Eric Bell punched it in 6-0 Bristol Warriors after a very long drive and their first drive of the game. Very successful and impressive.
3:38 to play here in the first quarter. 6-0 Warriors, and with the extra point pending, it will indeed be Samir Brisbane. He'll also handle the extra point duties for the Warriors. It'll be out of the hold of Eric Bell. And it is indeed some trickeration, but just thrown a little bit wide of the intended receiver, Lucas Bogart. I was just getting ready to say, with Bell and Brisbane, it could really set up for some trick plays in that PAT formation. And indeed they tried one, but it just didn't turn out. But with 3:38 to play here in the first quarter, it's 6-0 Bristol in front. Want to let you know, tonight's grub of the game sponsor is Flip City Shakes in Southampton and in Quakertown as well. They provided us with some delicious burgers and fries tonight, including the mac and cheese burger. The guys at Flip City Shakes, Mick and Phil, are huge supporters of local schools and can provide fundraisers, catering, and takeout for sporting events. Visit them at 233 2nd Street Pike in Southampton or 201 Station Avenue in Quakertown. Mike, now kind of a tough turnaround here for the Trojans of Valley Forge Military Academy. It was a long touchdown drive for Bristol. After they got a big play, they got a turnover, couldn't convert. Bristol has a long field, marches right down the field and scores.
Yeah, well, I mean, Bristol obviously did drive all the way down the field, Mike, but you got to remember that 15-yard penalty really broke the back of the Valley Forge defense. They were containing Brisbane and the Bristol Warriors offense really well.
Right.
But now we'll see what Valley Forge offense can really do as they spread out their playbook and not worry about the field position. So here it is, kickoff.
Deshaun Cortez puts a nice charge into this one, and from about the 3-yard line, it is Elliott Calloway on the return. Cuts to the right side, looks for some contain, comes back this side, and that could be trouble. Calloway gets a block as he's across midfield and off to the races. Calloway tiptoes down the sideline and gets inside the 30 before a touchdown-saving tackle is made by Deion Jackson. But what a return by Elliott Calloway. You could see when he cut back across the field, there was a ton of green grass.
Yeah, not only did he cut back once, but he cut back across the field again where he originally cut back from, where he started out the run. Next thing you know, it's off to the races, and Elliott puts Valley Forge in very good field position once again where they started originally. In the first half with their first possession. Let's see if they spread out their playbook, not get too conservative like Coach Cronum did last time, and they got no points out of it and attempted a long field goal, but Valley Forge's second drive, and let's see if they take a shot here, Mike.
They've got him marked at the 38-yard line, so must have stepped out of bounds a little bit early on in the return, but still, great field position on 1st down and 10. It's a shotgun formation. Little quick pass out to the left is caught. And across the 35-yard line and down to the 31 is Max Kaufman off the reception from Dave Wilson. Kaufman listed at 6'3", 225. Big man playing wide receiver for Valley Forge Military Academy.
Yeah, you split your biggest guy out there. We see it for Stanford all the time. You split out Ertz, some guy like that who can really make the plays on the outside. Even the Patriots split out Gronkowski sometimes.
Right.
You put your big guy out there, create a mismatch, box him out, catch that 6-yard hitch, and you got a nice setup for second down. Like
2:40 to play here in the first quarters. It's a screen out to the left. And I believe play was whistled down. That'll be a no play as the screen was out to Eddie Davila, but it appears to be a pre-snap procedure penalty on the Trojans of Valley Forge Military Academy. And it is indeed a false start. So that will move them back 5 yards.
Cancel out the first play they ran there for the quick throw to Max Kaufman. And, I mean, Valley Forge can't keep shooting themselves in the foot here on the road at Bristol, and really didn't get their offense set up yet, Mike. And here we go, another 2nd and long.
It is 2nd down and 8. Wilson looks over the middle and a crossing route incomplete. And a little hit from Alan Reyes just for his treble. Reyes with a nice hit over the middle. Believe it was Kaufman, the intended receiver for that one. But the linebacker for the Warriors claiming his territory in the middle of the field.
Yeah, I mean, if you go over the middle of the field, you better expect to take a hit. But you see there, Elliott Calloway bobbles the ball, doesn't get full hands on it, drops it. Still takes the huge hit there by number 23, Alan Reyes. And now we have another 3rd and long for Valley Forge on their second drive of the game.
Wilson with Kaufman to the bottom of your screen. Goes to the right side and the pass is caught. Nice move to the sticks. It'll be close. Football is punched out. Scrum for it along the far sideline. Warriors say they have it, and so do the officials. Mark Ramsey had it punched away. And Bristol forces their own turnover.
I mean, right there, Mike, it's just 2 textbook plays from the offense and defense. Mark Ramsey catches that hitch route, turns to the outside like you're taught as a receiver. However, once he turns to the outside, usually the receivers put the ball down in a breadbasket, and Bristol Warriors defense seen that immediately, came out, wrapped up, punched the ball out, and now the Bristol Warriors got the ball in pretty good field position here, trying to take the 2-touchdown lead.
2:04 to play here in the first quarter. 6-0 our score. Warriors in front. And they'll come out on the wing tee with Brisbane on 1st down and 10. They pitch it to Bell, looking for the corner and a block. And he gets taken down across the 35 of the 37-yard line. Backside pursuit came from the sophomore linebacker, Trevor Finney. It'll be a gain of 4, they'll call it. 2nd down and 6.
Unique lineup there for the Bristol Warriors there in the wing tee. They split the receiver almost all the way to where the coach stands, and they pitch it to his side, and Elliott Calloway, the cornerback at that side, almost standing on the Bristol sidelines, comes up and fills and makes a huge play to bring him down on 2nd and short. And Valley Forge defense has been containing them well. It's just the stupid penalties have been hurting them, Mike.
2nd and 6, Brisbane a little quarterback draw, and he'll fight his way across the 40 to the 41-yard line. Was met initially by Tyron Rice and also by number 12, Kai Amen Ray, a name we've said quite a bit. But Brisbane was able to carry him forward for a couple of yards, and it'll set up a 3rd down and 2 as we tick under a minute to play here in the first quarter at Bristol High School. Homecoming night for the Warriors as well. Good turnout here in the stands at Bristol High. Brisbane will hand it off up the middle, and Reyes chugs his way across the 45 to the 46 for a gain of 5 and a 1st down. That's some old school power football right there with number 23.
Yeah, they could do that all up and down the field, Mike, but obviously they have other impact players such as Eric Bell and their quarterback, Brisbane. But these fullback dives are getting them 5 to 6 yards a pop, and I mean, if you can't stop that, might as well keep going to it, Mike. But
yeah,
I mean, when you have playmakers like that, you got to give them the ball, but stick to what's working. And another 1st down for Bristol, and their drives have been looking very crisp in the early parts of this game.
Power eye, give to Bell off right tackle, rides a couple of blockers, 1 man to beat. Forget it, he's gone. "54 yards, touchdown number 2 of the night for Bell."
Yeah, he's a special player to watch, Mike. I mean, once he breaks through that second contain, he is out, and there's no one that can catch him. And that's what these fullback dives set up the defense for. You see the fullback coming through the hole, you figures it's just another slow-paced run, and next thing you know, you got Eric Bell breaking for a 40-yard touchdown.
And an extraordinarily patient run there as well. Waited for his blocks to set up, but boy, when he hit 2nd gear, he was gone.
Yes, Mike, and it was very patient, and he understood where the blocking setup would be, and Valley Forge had no fillers or safeties coming down to help, and
right.
They left the cornerback, Elliot Calloway, on the island there, and he didn't know what to do. He tried to keep containing outside. It was too late. Bell stiff arms him all the way for the touchdown. Ends with the sprinter. Sprinter stance, touchdown.
Special teams player a little late on the field, so head coach John Greiner has to burn a timeout. Tonight's broadcast is brought to you in part by Pinky Promise Boutique. Unique gifts for unique people. Go to www.promise.com to shop today. 11 seconds remains here in the first quarter. It's 12-0 Bristol with the extra point pending with Mike Palmer. I'm Mike Samsel. Great to have you along with us, along with our entire SFBN crew here in the tiny borough of Bristol, the greatest small town in America. In fact, earlier on this summer, Bristol Borough, the winners of the Small Town Revolution, and a great little series going on online right now. As someone from Shark Tank, I can't remember exactly who it is, but runs the show. Show can be seen on Hulu, and it really gives a great profile of this wonderful little town tucked away here in Bucks County.
Yeah, Mike, I'm sure you're proud of it. You're an 05 grad here, and it's homecoming. You're excited, and we're excited here. Another 2-point conversion from Bristol.
Brisbane under pressure, throws, and it's incomplete. Was intended for Lucas Bogard, but some immediate pressure by Max Kaufman really broke up the flow of that play. So with 11 seconds to play here in the first quarter, it's 12-0 Bristol. Tonight's broadcast brought to you in part by Great IDs by Ann. Located at 257 Ratcliffe Street in Bristol, Great IDs by Ann specializes in monogrammed and custom embroidered items. For more information, go to greatidsbyann.com or call 215-785-2350. So even with the nightmare of fumbling the opening kickoff, still a dream start for the Warriors here in the first quarter.
Yeah, Bristol looks really well here in the first quarter of the game, and it's 11 seconds left. But, yeah, you said it, the fumble really didn't even change anything because Valley Forge just was stagnant on offense, didn't do anything, settled for a long field goal, which was wide. Bristol takes it down and scores. Valley Forge does nothing again. Bristol, once again, gives it to their best player, and Eric Bell takes it down. But, once again, it's only 12-0. They didn't make any of their extra points. It's still a very close ball game here, and Valley Forge takes over.
A little squib kick maybe, as that's a live football down the sideline, and it finally skips its way to the 24-yard line before the returner taken out of bounds on the far side of the field by A.J. Brown. And with the return that time was Mark Ramsey. So they'll start inside their own 25, will the Trojans, at the 23-yard line, first down and 10. Most likely the final play of the first quarter with 5.6 seconds to play here in quarter number one, and the Warriors with a two-possession lead at 12-0. A pair of touchdowns, but 0 for 2 on the PAT attempts are the Warriors. Dave Wilson comes out on the shotgun. Three receivers slot to the top of your screen on first and 10. Wilson will throw. Looks over the middle, short, tipped and picked off. That's Alan Reyes again. Breaks to the tackle and cuts to the 21-yard line before he gets taken down. That's going to go down as an interception, but a tough one for Wilson. Put the pass right on target. It just tipped off the receiver's pads and right into the waiting arms of Alan Reyes, and that will be the final play of the first quarter here in Bristol. Our score, Bristol 12, Valley Forge Military Academy nothing. You're watching the Sports Fan Base Network, presented by Payroll Service Solutions.
Hi, I'm Marty Bystrom, former pitcher for the Philadelphia Phillies. In my experience in Major League Baseball, I know how important it is for high school athletes to gain exposure. My friends at Payroll Service Solutions are huge supporters of high school sports and the Sports Fan Base Network. If you are a small to medium-sized business in need of a payroll company, contact Payroll Service Solutions. Not only will they take care of you, they will continue to support the community. For more information, contact Payroll Service Solutions at 215-624-0922 or 866-PAY-EASY.
Set to start the second quarter here at Bristol High with Mike Palmer. I'm Mike Samsel. Great to have you along with us. 12-0 our score. Bristol in front, and as we mentioned, it's very likely to be the Eric Bell show tonight. He's got both Warrior touchdowns.
Yeah, well, we just seen a turnover from Valley Forge Academy. They're trying to run that drive route, and when you can't complete the drag route and your receiver, Elliot Calloway, is getting your hands on it and tipping the ball, that's when interceptions happen, which we just seen. Alan Reyes took it a couple yards after the return, but if you can't complete a simple drag route in this offense, then who can you rely on? Maybe they have to rely on running the ball or keep it in the quarterback's hands, throw it to their huge receiver and Kaufman, but Bristol takes over once again.
Brisbane hands it off, cutting to the middle. A huge hole. What a run and a touchdown for Deshaun Cortez.
Yeah, like we said, that you got the Eric Bell, the most dynamic player on the football field right now. You give him the ball, he sprints through the line of scrimmage. However, you give it to Deshaun Cortez, and he just powers his way through in the end zone and takes the huge lead here in the early second quarter.
Yeah, 21 yards there on the touchdown from Deshaun Cortez. We're used to 24, Marshawn Lynch being beast mode, but we saw some of it from 34 right there.
Yeah, the safety came up and filled actually that time. We didn't see that all game from Valley Forge, but he was not in the right tackling position, didn't take the right angle, did not form up, tried to arm tackle, and that was not working for beast mode Deshaun Cortez right there.
So the Warriors will go for two. They come out in a wing T formation, wings to either side. They hand it off to the fullback, and Reyes did not get in. So with 11:52 to play here in the second quarter, it's 18-0. Bristol is in front. Tonight's broadcast is brought to you in part by Delaware Valley Brokerage Systems Incorporated. Located at 1296 Veterans Highway in Bristol, DBBS can find the best insurance plan that fits your needs. For more information, go to dbbsinc.com or call Rick Mancuso at 215-781-3570.
Mike, when you game plan for a wing T offense all week, you really get really conservative and you're not used to being aggressive, and that's what we see here. Valley Forge really just settling down on defense, and Bristol taking full advantage, keep going forward and moving forward and putting their ball pushing the ball right up the middle, outside. And Valley Forge, if they could just get a score here and maybe try to slow the game down a little bit more, because Bristol is pushing the tempo as we speak, and Valley Forge has nothing to answer on offense except for a couple tip balls. Bristol takes full advantage of the drop passes and intercepts it. And here we go, Valley Forge, third drive of the game. And I haven't seen a first down yet.
Right. And when you come out, as you said, such a conservative look, well, all of a sudden now you're down 18-0 and you got to open it up. Elliott Calloway looking to spark another big play as he cuts to the left side of the field, gets across the 30, pinballs off a couple of tackles, and the mark is forward progress right around the 33-yard line. So it'll be first down and 10 as late flags come in. And in a game like this is the stuff that you can't afford to get into if you're either team, because if you're the Valley Forge Military Academy Trojans, you don't want to hurt yourself already being down 18, and for Bristol, you don't want to let Valley Forge breathe.
Exactly, especially on your best play of the night, which is your kickoff return.
Right.
And Elliott Calloway really, he drops some passes, but he's really doing a great job at kickoff return. He takes it to the 30, which you ask for every time, and Valley Forge late hit after the play was over, and once again, a bad penalty to start the drive after being down 3 touchdowns early in the first half.
So a tough one for the Trojans. It'll mark them all the way back with a penalty yardage inside their own 25 to the 22-yard line. And this is tough for Valley Forge Military Academy, looking for their first win of the season. We mentioned they lost to New Hope Soulbury, lost to Morrisville, and this was a roster that has pretty consistent turnaround, being a military academy.
Yeah, you said it in the early broadcast that this team always switches game plans up, and this time they just weren't ready for Bristol to come out here and really score on every other possession, every other time they touch the ball.
Low snap, could be trouble, and that's going to mark them all the way inside the 15-yard line. The pressure came from Lucas Bogard after the low snap. So it's going to be a loss of 8, and it'll bring up a second down and 17, they'll call it. So call it a loss of 7.
Another second and long here for Valley Forge. We've seen that on every drive. But speaking of Valley Forge Military Academy, I mean, when you keep rotating guys due to different circumstances, you really see a young roster, and that's what we see here. A lot of young mistakes, but I mean, it's still early in the game. But once again, another second and long.
Second and 17. Wilson screen out to the right. Bogard all over it, as the reception is made by Davila. But Davila had that ball out just waiting to be stripped as Bogard comes up with a stop.
We preach these first downs and how important they are, because Valley Forge has not won a first down all game, which makes it another huge second down, and they have not converted on second down, which obviously sets up the worst play in football, the third and long.
Third down and 18. As we tick near 10 minutes to play in the first half, Warriors already with an 18-0 lead. It's a shotgun formation, slot to either side. Kaufman out on the field right now. It's Ramsey to the bottom of your screen. Wilson drops, fires out to the right. Reception is made by Ramsey, and he's slung down across the 20 at the 21-yard line by Alan Reyes, a gain of 6.
And there he is, Alan Reyes, the captain of that defense, middle linebacker, coming up and making a huge open field tackle. And the quick receiver there, Mark Ramsey, gets out, runs a quick hitch route, had some room, but Alan Reyes converted very quickly and made that very good tackle.
Anthony Littlewood will come on to punt this time, as it's Samir Brisbane and Deshaun Cortez, split safeties back deep to receive the punt. A booming, spiraling kick that Cortez will field at his own 36. Gets a block across the 45 and the 46. And flags will indeed come down at the end of that play. That had the look of a block in the back, and indeed a late signal. But it is going to be Dante Lombardi guilty of a block in the back, and it'll move the Warriors back 10. There's also a flag down on the other side of midfield at the 48. It is block in the back on Bristol, and that is the only penalty, so it'll move them back 10. So after the penalty, they'll spot the football back at the 31-yard line, and the Warriors will have it first down and 10. But they've showed no signs of even being slowed down.
Well, I mean, this is where they can really expand their playbook. We've seen their most basic plays, power, counters, reads. But now we want to see some bootlegs, get Brisbane outside the pocket, maybe use his special ability outside the pocket to make plays. But once again, you could always just stick to what's working, but you never know. Bristol might expand their playbook here, up 3 touchdowns early in the first half.
Brisbane in the wing tee on first down. It's an inside counter, and fighting his way up to the 35-yard line is Kassan Winder. Want to give credit to Jacob Wright, the senior, listed as a defensive end and tight end, playing right guard with the injury to Chuck Collins, and they're still running to that side, trusting Wright on the outside of the line, and he's been doing a good job paving the way.
Right, we talk about that all the time on SFBN's new show, In the Trenches, on Monday night. We talk about those guys subbing in, the high school environment where you got to step in,
right,
do your 111th, do your part, and we've seen that tonight. Good point out, Mike.
Inside counter, but no room to be had that time for Alan Reyes. He was swarmed by the time the football was in his hands. Nasir Gilbert led the charge. Also in from his corner position, Elliot Calloway will set up a 3rd down and 7 for Bristol.
Well, now we start to see the Valley Forge Military Academy defense start converging in. A couple of the last drives, they were really being stagnant, standing on the heels of their feet. Now they're on the balls of their toes, really coming forward at this wing T attack. And this is perfect for a play action pass right here, because you see that Valley Forge is really trying to stop the run.
And that's exactly what I was going to ask. Now with Valley Forge just sinking in, this may be the perfect time to take a shot over the top. At 3rd down and 7, Bristol comes out with 4 wide receivers, a slot to either side. Reyes is the lone setback on the left hip of Brisbane. They will indeed throw. Pressure comes. Brisbane hit as he throws. It flutters over the middle and through the hands, incomplete. Ishawn Perry was the intended receiver, but Tyron Rice was shot out of a cannon off a left tackle.
Yeah, we said it. We knew pressure was coming there, and they spread it out, their best players against Valley Forge's best players, and they get the pressure there on Brisbane. He floats one up, it flutters in, and nobody could get to it. But I like how Valley Forge is finally being aggressive on the defensive side of the ball. You see there, it really disrupts what the Bristol Warriors want to do on offense. So we need to see more pressure and a more aggressive nature, because they are down 3 touchdowns once again.
So for the first time tonight, Bristol will have to punt. It's Cortez to boot this one away. Good spiraling kick, as that one will bounce inside the 30 and be marked down at the 26-yard line. Lucas Bogard was there to down it for Bristol, and Valley Forge Military Academy will take over on offense on 1st down and 10, 7:36 to play here in the first half. And it's an 18-0 lead for Bristol. Tonight's broadcast is brought to you in part by McLean Drain Cleaning and Plumbing. Call Mark McLean at 215-788-0803 if you are in need of a plumber in Bristol, Philadelphia, or the surrounding areas.
You nailed it, Mike. Good job. Me and Mike were talking about the garden they planted right to get up to the booth, and it really is not kept in really good peace right now. The garden of
it is kind of a wild garden back there. Is across the 30 to the 31-yard line with the carry is Elliot Calloway. Is something that Bristol started a little while back, trying to get the garden going in the back, greenhouses, and you could certainly see quite a bit of vegetation growing back there. They'll bring up a 2nd down and 8, but love being back here at Bristol. As you said, I'm a proud alum, class of 05 here at Bristol High. So really fun to be back here in the old stomping grounds, and I live about 5 minutes from here, so it's not too bad a trek home for me. It's a nice change of pace for a Friday night. Pass out to the left on 2nd down and 8 on the wide receiver screen. Kaufman nearly able to spin off a tackle, and he'll get down to the 38-yard line just shy of a 1st down.
Well, that's their go-to guy there, Max Kaufman. He's their biggest receiver. We mentioned him earlier, but he can't play every series. He gets tired, and we didn't see him at all last series, and boom, they go right to him immediately on the next drive that he's in. And they really need to go to their playmakers and trustworthy guys here during the comeback effort. And the quarterback, Dave Wilson, looks pretty good when he throws the ball. It's just simple, basic plays that they're running here in Valley Forge.
Trojans looking for their first down of the night. On 3rd and 2, it's a counter out to the right and across the 40 with the 1st down to the 42-yard line. On the carry is Nasir Gilbert. Gain of 5, and it'll set up a fresh set of down for the Trojans.
It's the first time we've seen the run out of the shotgun there. It looked pretty well with the pulling guard there, left guard. And once again, you get number 7, Nasir Gilbert, in space. He looks really, really good, but Valley Forge is just sticking with the hitch routes and early decision throws. I want to see him take a shot here against the Bristol defense.
From their own 43, 1st and 10, just under 6 minutes to play here in the first half. Slot to the top of the screen, and again a bad snap. That's a loose football still, and the Warriors pick it up inside the 25-yard line. Recovery by Danny Collins. That's his 3rd fumble recovery of the season for the Bristol defensive tackle. And it's first down for Bristol. Another turnover sets the Warriors up with great field position.
Just a snap, as I was just talking about Dave Wilson, he's been playing really well. Just couldn't handle the snap because he probably knew they were taking a shot there, and he pulled up too early. Snap hits off his hands. He couldn't recover the ball, and once again, Bristol in easy field position trying to go up 20 points or more.
An illegal procedure was declined by the Warriors against Valley Forge Military Academy, so Bristol will have it at the Trojans' 25-yard line. First down and 10.
Now Bristol's just going to go back to their standard trustworthy guys and hand the ball straight off to Eric Bell here.
Indeed they do. Off of right tackle, and Bell nearly cut that one free as well. Had a seam, but the tackle was made by Kai Amen Ray after a gain of 4. And on a play like that, you think had a seam, but if Bell was able to cut back just a second sooner, he's in for his 3rd touchdown of the night.
Yeah, Bell's the guy that can do that too, and I wouldn't be surprised if they just keep running to Bell right here because he can break 20 yards like that. And once again, he's your best player. You got your fullback blockers out there, and we'll see if Bell can punch it in for his 3rd touchdown in the first half.
2nd down and 7. Brisbane will keep it himself. And Brisbane is inside the 20 and down to the 16-yard line, which will be enough for a first down.
Well, this just goes to show the Bristol Warriors and what their program is established on. Obviously, every wing tee, you have to be good teammates.
Right.
And you can't be selfish. And we see that here, spreading the ball around. Brisbane has some carries. Cortez had some carries. And then again, you got Eric Bell carrying the workload, but there's so many guys touching the ball around on this Bristol Warriors team.
Apologies, Brisbane a yard short, so it's 3rd and 1. Wing T formation, Brisbane under center. They give to Bogart. His first carry will be plenty enough for the first down. A gain of about 4 on the fullback dive from Lucas Bogart.
And Bogart's usually their leader on defense as well as Alan Reyes, but once again, you give the big bruiser middle linebacker the ball, he can pick you up those short yardage, especially in that wing T when the fullback's literally 3 yards right behind the quarterback.
So it's first down and 10 for the Warriors from the 13-yard line. Ishan Perry to the left. Keandre Harris out to the right, but it's Bell to the goal line from 12 yards out. And Bristol has a 24-0 lead with the extra point pending.
Once again, a simple off tackle. I mean, I think Eric Bell perfected that in the offense. An off tackle ball, he cuts right out, sees the seam, cuts it outside, and no one can catch him. That's Bell's 3rd touchdown of the game and 9th rushing touchdown of the year.
Yeah, it's a go along with 2 receiving touchdowns as well. Number 20 for the Warriors, pretty special. So it's a 24-0 Warriors lead with the extra point pending. Bristol will again go for 2. Their listed kicker, Kevin Farrell, is on the sidelines in a walking boot. So, gotta imagine that would hurt his kicking ability. So Wildcat on the low snap. Cortez picks it up, runs through a man. The football comes loose at the goal line. Do they say he's down? Waiting on the official signal, and it appears as though the PAT is indeed no good, but the referees will talk it over.
Well, Mike, I'll tell you what, this Valley Forge Military Academy defense against the 2-point conversion has been outstanding.
Yeah.
However, if they could take that into the regular defense, then we might have a better ball game here in the early first half. But 4 minutes to go here, and Valley Forge is blanked, and 0-6 start. This is not what they want to overcome here early in Bristol on the road.
Referees do confer and say indeed that the extra point is no good. Tonight's broadcast is brought to you in part by Philly Famous Steaks and Hoagies, located at 1701 Farragut Avenue in Bristol. Give them a call at 215-788-0777 to place your order today. It is indeed worth pointing out in high school football, The running clock rule does go into effect once there is a 35-point lead. So maybe headed that way tonight with the Warriors up 24-0.
Well, you never know. This has been Valley Forge's, well, their two best thing has been their two-point conversion defense and then their kickoff return.
Right.
We'll see if they can get a spark here if the kickoff return if they want to kick it to Elliot Calloway. He's been doing an excellent job. And they squib it.
It is a squib toward the sideline. That's going to go out of bounds.
Hey, even if they did get kicked out of bounds, that's good coaching there by John Kreiner, the Warriors head coach, because they knew that has been killing them all game. Their kickoff coverage has not been great. You might as well take the squib, take the penalty, because you're up 3 touchdowns. And a 4-minute drill here for the Valley Forge Military Academy. See if they can really throw the ball with Dave Wilson. See if he can expand his arm, hit Max Kaufman on those quick slants, and try to get some points here before the half, get some momentum going into halftime.
I would say the Warriors have converted, but they haven't been overwhelming by any stretch, and they've just converted on the mistakes that Valley Forge Military Academy has made.
Exactly. That's what a good team does. They utilize their playmakers and the guys they love giving the ball to their advantage, and that works out. Valley Forge just doesn't seem who to trust right now.
Wilson in the shotgun. They hand it off to Calloway, looks for the corner, breaks a tackle, and gets taken down at the 40. Tried to leap over Dante Lombardi. Lombardi was having none of it, and that is indeed a good contender for tonight's All-American Sporting Goods hard hit of the game. For all of your sporting equipment and apparel needs, shop at All-American Sporting Goods, located at the corner of Cottman and Tabor in Northeast Philadelphia. For more information, call 215-342-6141. So it'll be 2nd down and 6. 3:20 on a running clock remains here in the first half. Bristol with a 24-0 lead. Wilson will never see the snap. He'll instead see every flag on the field. And it'll be 2nd down and 11 following the false start.
Yeah, usually you see your left tackles being the tallest guys there. 59 there, James Kobe probably had to take the role due to some injuries. Couldn't really see the ball and can't really hear in this homecoming stadium. Jumps off sides there, but usually your left tackles are taller so they can really take control and analyze the whole line of scrimmage. But that time he just jumped off sides there, and once again, Valley Forge another 2nd and long. They finally win 1st down, and they always bring it back on 2nd down after their 1st down play.
Wilson in the shotgun with a slot to the left of the formation. He takes the snap, drops back, fires out that side, reception made, and Kaufman bowls across the 40 to the 41-yard line for a gain of 6. And it'll set up 3rd down and about 5 for the Trojans, and 3rd down and 5, those 5 yards being the procedure penalty.
Exactly. I mean, we won't go over it again because we've been seeing it all night where they get a great 1st down, 2nd down they shoot themselves in the foot.
Right.
You can't continue drives like this when you keep getting penalties on 2nd down. However, we did like to see that slant route by Kaufman. We've seen it, complete it. Now we have another 3rd and short. Valley Forge trying to continue to drive.
3rd and 5. It's a quarterback draw, and trying to spin away but unable to is Wilson. That is some wonderful defense by Danny Collins.
Not only is it wonderful defense, that is great tackling. Not only did he hold on, he waited for his other guys to come in. And Bristol is really good at everyone getting to the ball. The pursuit in this defense has been really phenomenal. And their arm tackles are actually pretty strong. You don't really say that. That's like saying you're good at drunk driving, but like their arm tackles have actually been pretty decent tonight. And Valley Forge, I guess, just didn't come prepared for this physicality that Bristol's bringing tonight.
So play is whistled down. I would imagine it is the Warriors who took a timeout. No, it's Valley Forge Military Academy who takes the timeout. With 1 minute and 35 seconds remaining here in the first half. And the Bristol Warriors with a 24-0 lead. Tonight's broadcast is brought to you in part by the Bristol Warriors Football Parents Association. A thank you to head coach John Greiner, Cindy Burnett, Mary Alana Collins as well for supporting the Bristol Warriors and making tonight's broadcast possible. It is a good one for the Warriors. Homecoming night, homecoming crowd on hand for the Warriors, and they're putting on a show tonight. 24-0 with 95 seconds remaining before halftime.
4th and short here for Valley Forge Academy. I mean, what do you see here, Mike? Do you want them to punch it in, try to get that first down, or do you want them to take a shot to their most trustworthy player on the drive, Max Kaufman, who's lined up at tight end here? Could be a pop pass. We'll see.
Nasir Gilbert's been pretty tough to stop as well. Both will go to the inside, and Calloway is driven back. We'll see if they give him forward progress. They do in the first down.
Well, there you go. Valley Forge took something out of Bristol's playbook there, handed off to the fullback, gets the first down, and continues to drive. And if they get the points here, they could really drive in momentum coming in the second half. And here we go. Dave Wilson subbing back in as quarterback and see if he can let loose this arm he got.
A minute 15 remains here in the first half. It'll be a shotgun formation. And now the Warriors have to burn a timeout as player late getting off the field. Leon Newkirk would have had 12 men on the field. So Bristol has to burn a timeout with 1 minute and 8 seconds to play here in the first half. Want to remind you, tonight's broadcast is brought to you in part by Pinky Promise Boutique. Unique gifts for unique people. Go to pinkypromise.com to shop today. That's pink, the letter E, promise, to shop today. Mike Samsel, Mike Palmer with you here on the Sports Fanbase Network. We thank you so much for joining us on a Friday evening. Some great Friday night lights going on all around the county, and some small school football tonight down here in Lower Bucks County. A couple of 1A, 2A schools. Bristol Warriors trying to get back to the playoffs. They had some success a couple of years back under head coach Leo Polensky. He's since moved on, now the head coach at William Tennant. But boy, John Griner's done a nice job with this program as well, and he has the Warriors humming tonight as it's a first down handoff and not much doing for Nasir Gilbert, just a gain of 2. But they'll need to get plays in bigger chunks than that with under a minute to play here in the first half.
Yeah, great play there by Danny Collins, the guy who covered fumble earlier, sealed the edge at the line, and once again, fumble.
Wilson able to regather, but he's under pressure and gets thrown down. Back at the 44-yard line, Michael R. comes up with a stop. Timeout.
Valley Forge is really struggling with their snaps, and I'm not sure if it's the center or the quarterback just not handling it well, but Bristol isn't slowing down with their pass rush here, up by 24. And once again, Danny Collins holding down the line of scrimmage. I'm not sure he's brothers with the guy we seen down go earlier with the arm injury, Chuck Collins, but both of the Collinses are playing really well in the trenches here for the Bristol Warriors, not to mention all their backs they got in the backfield for the wing T offense.
Tonight's broadcast brought to you in part by Levittown Auto, that is. We do audio, they fix cars. Located at 4033 New Rogers Road, Levittown Auto has a great selection and financing available. Call owner and president Jim Wilson at 215-547-9494 or email him, levittownauto@comcast.net. Back to live action, 3rd and 14 for the Trojans. Trips receivers to the top of the formation. Pressure, Collins forces the quarterback up into the pocket before Tommy Wallach comes in to finish off the sack. Danny Collins won't get the credit for it, but it was his pressure that forced him to step up. Tommy Wallach makes the stop, and Dave Wilson, unfortunately, slow back to his feet. You hope his legs didn't get caught up in the grass here as he got twisted down.
Yeah, man free there for the Bristol Warriors, and you seen the play there from the 3 outside receivers. You knew a wheel route was coming. Valley Forge lined up in that before Bristol called the timeout due to the 12 man on the field. Valley Forge was just a little too late to that play call and didn't get enough protection there on a wheel route. And Bristol Warriors, once again, their pass rush is really turning it on here late in the first half, and we got 30 seconds left, and Dave Wilson is getting helped off the field, just starting quarterback for Valley Forge. Definitely a guy you don't want to see go down here. And there you go, the teammates, Max Kaufman, their leading receiver tonight, helps him off the field. That's just good to see. Their starting quarterback goes down, and starting receiver helps him off the field. That's nice to see, Mike. I hope he's all right.
Yeah, it certainly is. And Wilson able to hobble off under his own power toward the end as he got toward the sideline. So we hope to see Dave back in tonight's game. Clock will begin to run with 25 seconds to play here in the first half. Split safeties are back deep to receive, and we'll see if indeed the Trojans have to punt this one away before the first half runs out.
Yeah, I'll try to punt it out of bounds here, Mike. Their best two playmakers are in Bristol Warriors. Their quarterback and Eric Bell are back there.
Low snap, punt angled toward the sideline. It will get out of bounds, and the clock will stop. It had about 1.8 on it when the football went out of bounds. We'll see if they put the time back on the clock or they go to halftime. There was 1.8 seconds or so that appeared to be on the clock as that football went out of bounds. But they will say that is the end of the first half here at Bristol High School. A dominant first half for Bristol. 3 rushing touchdowns for Eric Bell. And Bristol leads 24-0 at the halftime break. We'll be back with more after this. You're watching the Sports Fan Base Network, presented by Payroll Service Solutions.
Bluestein, Michael & Company, certified public accountants, believe that your bottom line is as important to them as it is to you. Why? Because they care about the things that you care about. Whereas most accountants can take your numbers and put them on financial statements and tax returns, Bluestein and Michael work with you through the year to help you solve problems by providing sound professional advice. They enable you to make key business decisions, and they are with you throughout the entire year, not just tax time. Bluestein and Michael are not just hired hands. They are part of your team, and they provide professional service when you need it most. Bluestein and Michael specialize in accounting, tax, and consulting services for small businesses, primarily for the construction industry. If you're looking for yes men, hire someone else. But if you want sound advice from service-oriented CPAs, then you'll want to call Bluestein and Michael at 215-635-3200. That's Bluestein and Michael at 215-635-3200.
Hi, I'm Tommy Green, former pitcher for the Philadelphia Phillies. When I was in high school, it was very important to me to show scouts what I could do. My friends at Payroll Service Solutions are huge supporters of high school sports and the Sports Fan Base Network. If you're a small to medium-sized business in need of a payroll company, contact Payroll Service Solutions. Not only will they take care of you, they will continue to support the community. For more information, contact Payroll Service Solutions at 215-624-0922 or 866-PAY-EASY.
Hi, I'm Marty Bystrom, former pitcher for the Philadelphia Phillies. In my experience in Major League Baseball, I know how important it is for high school athletes to gain exposure. My friends at Payroll Service Solutions are huge supporters of high school sports and the Sports Fan Base Network. If you are a small to medium-sized business in need of a payroll company, contact Payroll Service Solutions. Not only will they take care of you, they will continue to support the community. For more information, contact Payroll Service Solutions at 215-624-0922 or 866-PAY-EASY.
Hey, you.
Who, me?
Yes, you. You like pro sports?
Yeah,
You like college sports?
of course.
You like high school sports?
I guess.
Maybe you just don't know much about them.
Hey, voice in the sky.
Huh?
Where can I go to learn more about Philadelphia area high school athletics?
Just watch Varsity Voice every Wednesday on Facebook Live at 7 p.m.
Bluestein, Michael and Company, certified public accountants, believe that your bottom line is as important to them as it is to you. Why? Because they care about the things that you care about. Whereas most accountants can take your numbers and put them on financial statements and tax returns, Bluestein and Michael work with you through the year to help you solve problems by providing sound professional advice. They enable you to make key business decisions, and they are with you throughout the entire year, not just tax time. Bluestein and Michael are not just hired hands. They are part of your team, and they provide professional service when you need it most. Bluestein and Michael specialize in accounting, tax, and consulting services for small businesses, primarily for the construction industry. If you're looking for yes men, hire someone else. But if you want sound advice from service-oriented CPAs, then you'll want to call Bluestein and Michael at 215-635-3200. That's Bluestein and Michael at 215-635-3200.
Hi, I'm Tommy Green, former pitcher for the Philadelphia Phillies. When I was in high school, it was very important to me to show scouts what I could do. My friends at Payroll Service Solutions are huge supporters of high school sports and the Sports Fan Base Network. If you're a small to medium-sized business in need of a payroll company, contact Payroll Service Solutions. Not only will they take care of you, they will continue to support the community. For more information, contact Payroll Service Solutions at 215-624-0922 or 866-PAY-EASY.
Hi, I'm Marty Bystrom, former pitcher for the Philadelphia Phillies. In my experience in Major League Baseball, I know how important it is for high school athletes to gain exposure. My friends at Payroll Service Solutions are huge supporters of high school sports and the Sports Fan Base Network. If you are a small to medium-sized business in need of a payroll company, contact Payroll Service Solutions. Not only will they take care of you, they will continue to support the community. For more information, contact Payroll Service Solutions at 215-624-0922 or 866-PAY-EASY.
Hey, you.
Who, me?
Yes, you. You like pro sports?
Yeah,
You like college sports?
of course.
You like high school sports?
I guess.
Maybe you just don't know much about them.
Hey, voice in the sky.
Huh?
Where can I go to learn more about Philadelphia area high school athletics?
Just watch Varsity Voice every Wednesday on Facebook Live at 7 p.m.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the half here at Bristol High. It's 24-0. Warriors in front over the Valley Forge Military Academy Trojans with Mike Palmer, Mike Samsel. Great to have you along with us for today's game. And Mike, we talked all throughout the first half. This wing tee is really a difficult thing to corral, and Eric Bell has gone wild tonight already with 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, well, he's the main player in this wing tee offense, and you see his explosiveness once he touches the ball and gets outside. But however, they have a lot of guys touching the ball. Alan Reyes, their middle linebacker and controller. The defense has a lot of carries, and another guy like right here, they got Deshaun Cortez. I mean, when you spread out the guys and you don't know who's getting the ball every other play, I mean, their quarterback, Dobson, has looked great tonight, and Eric Bell has just been the workload. And that wing tee has really been successful because we've seen a variety of it. Not only do they run from the basic under center, they've been doing it in pistol, shotgun, and the Bristol Warriors offense looked really great. And Valley Forge has really played conservative and not really played very disciplined tonight, and see if they could turn around in the second half.
For Samir Brisbane, the quarterback, he's made the correct decisions with the football, whether it's going to who he's going to hand it off to. He's only thrown once tonight, but when the football's been in his hands, he's made the right decision.
Exactly. I mean, obviously you're trying to keep the ball out of his hands as much as you can, but when he touches the ball, he's just as explosive as Eric Bell. I mean, them two guys, you've seen at the end of the half with them two lining up as punt return, trying to make a play. Them two guys are the key guys of Bristol Warriors here, and we'll see a lot of them in the second half trying to put the game away here against Valley Forge.
On the other side, let's look at Valley Forge Military Academy. The Trojans did some things well in that first half. They also had a problem with the quarterback-center connection. They missed up on a couple of snaps, had a couple of fumbles, a couple of turnovers. There's some talent out there on the field for this Valley Forge Military Academy team, but they have to stop shooting themselves in the foot if they want to get back in it.
Yes, their quarterback, Dave Wilson, has looked great. He just can't hold on to the snaps at times, and Max Kaufman has been running great routes on the outside. However, when you come into a road game like this with no wins, I expect you to play more up-tempo, more aggressive. They've been sitting back conservative not only on the offensive side of the ball but the defensive side of the ball. When you're 0-6 coming into a road game, homecoming, you should be wanting to ruin this homecoming, come out aggressive, pull out all the cards in your deck, and try to get the win. But I guess the coach went with a different direction in Valley Forge, and it didn't really help him out, down 24-0 here, Mike.
Trojans and Warriors second half coming up here on the Sports Fan Base Network, presented by Payroll Service Solutions. Just about set to start the second half at Bristol High with Mike Palmer. I'm Mike Samsel. Great to have you along with us for tonight's game. At the half, it's 24-0 Warriors. But a great chance for the Trojans here of Valley Forge Military Academy to get something going. They won the toss. They elected to defer. So they're going to have possession to start the second half. Now, as weird as this sounds to say with a 24-0 lead, they don't want to start the game the way Bristol did, because Bristol started the game by turning over this very opening kickoff.
Exactly. They don't want to start the game like Bristol did, but they don't want to start the game how they did themselves, because they didn't pursue any type of aggressive type of mentality in their first drive. They literally took the possession neutral and settled for a very long field goal, which was wide right. And that's the only time we've seen Valley Forge in the red zone any chance of scoring. So we'll see if they can get a spark here and maybe get some points on the board and really try to turn the tide here.
Deshaun Cortez kicks it off, and with a head of steam out to the left side with the return is Calloway, and he's off to the races. Calloway gets forced out of bounds at the Bristol 41-yard line. Deshaun Cortez, touchdown saving tackle.
And those who are just joining this broadcast here or just getting your snacks ready from halftime, that has been the best offense, best play for the Valley Forge Military Academy. The kickoff return by Elliot Calloway has just busting loose every time he touches the ball. By the end of the first half, the Bristol Warriors weren't even kicking it deep anymore, and now you see why.
So it'll be first down from the 40 for the Warriors. Actually, the Trojans, apologies. It's an I formation on first down and 10. We saw Dave Taylor get hurt toward the end of the first half, and it is indeed a new quarterback in the game. As cutting back to this side of the field is Nasir Gilbert, and Gilbert's going to get down to the 31-yard line before he's spun down. Gain of 9, close to first down yardage, as it's Nate Gold, the freshman, in at quarterback here in the second half following Dave Wilson's injury.
Yeah, he subs in for the starting quarterback. Dave Wilson comes out with an ankle injury close to halftime, and Nate Gold comes in, throws a block out there on the edge for his running back, Nasir Gilbert. Good run. Once again, they come out, halftime adjustments, Mike. They come out and look. They've been dealing with second and longs the whole time here, and they get a second and short. Huge play on first down to start the opening drive.
Gold hands it off on the counter. A ton of space for Calloway, and Calloway has the first touchdown of the night for the Trojans. Elliot Calloway from 31 yards out makes it 24-6 with the extra point pending.
Well, excellent run again. We've seen this play earlier where Calloway is the wing back receiver lined up behind the tight end, and it's kind of like a shovel pass, but it's more of a dish down to Calloway, and he takes full advantage of it, scores the first touchdown for Valley Forge, and an excellent drive. Once again, points on the board, and those extra points Bristol Warriors mishapped on earlier could come back and haunt them here in the second half.
Chance for the extra point here for Littlewood, and it is blocked. That is a live football. And now whistled down, extra point no good. And it is indeed 24-6, but let's flash back to that long run by Elliot Calloway. Tonight's Stoll Agency play of the game. Stoll Bonds and Insurance specializes in the construction business industry. For all of your bonding and construction insurance needs, go to their website, stollagency.com.
The reason why that has to be the play of the game, Mike, is because not only Calloway really broke that run into something special, but he didn't really have any blocking. He really did that, took it upon himself, and busted through the line of scrimmage. Once he got to the secondary contain, no one could catch him. He throws a stiff arm to the safety, he scores that touchdown. We've seen Eric Bell on the Warriors side of the ball have a similar touchdown, but Callaway's run was just a little bit more special due to the formation and the play calling by Valley Forge coach Mike Carm. I mean, once again, we were talking about it, how Valley Forge just need to get a little bit more aggressive, try to get the tempo back in their hands, their side of the ball, and we seen that drive, and see if they can contain the Bristol Warriors wing T.
So Littlewood will boot this one away. Newly crowned homecoming king Eric Bell, 3 touchdowns in the first half, and he's back deep to receive. Littlewood approaches the football and boots it away. It's a high driving kickoff that will put Bell about 3 yards deep in the end zone, and that's a touchback. High school football safety rule. If the ball goes into the end zone, it is an automatic touchback. And so the Warriors will take over on offense. First down and 10 at their own 20-yard line. And other than one possession, the wing tee has been highly effective for the Warriors tonight.
Yes, it has, because we talked about it all night. The distribution of the ball has been phenomenal by the Bristol Warriors. The quarterback, Samir Brisbane, has simplified this offense, but also perfected it in a way that not a lot of people could do. They said it in the homecoming preview that he's been around the Bristol area since he was in 4th grade, and he knows a lot about this town and wants to represent them well as a starting quarterback.
Flag down, as it looked like there was some movement on the outside. Pre-snap penalty. This one appears to be against Bristol, but it is not. It is lined up in the neutral zone on the Trojans. So it's a free 5 yards for Bristol. And it will make it a first down and 5. 24-6 our score, Bristol in front. 4 touchdowns on the night for the Warriors, but they have been unable to convert on any of their PATs. On first down and 10, it's a wing T formation for Brisbane. And he'll keep it himself as he jets out to the right. And he'll rumble his way close to the 30-yard line, just shy of first down yardage on the first down carry.
It takes a lot of discipline to run this type of offense, because it's slow moving, but it's a process, and you got to really trust in the coaches and as well as the system. And we've seen it during the homecoming activities we had at halftime. I mean, every player on Bristol that has touched the ball tonight has been part of the homecoming court, and that's just a testament to what this program's all about. I mean, their best players are also their best people on and off the field.
John Burnett a little slow coming off the field. Warriors already lost Chuck Collins, the junior offensive and defensive lineman, earlier in the game. So depth getting a little short for the Warriors. He's replaced by the junior Michael Sloan. Second down and 1. Wing to either side. Brisbane will keep it himself, and he'll have plenty of space for the first down as he takes the quarterback sneak all the way up to the 32-yard line for a gain of 3.
They got Brisbane listed at 5'10" here, but he might have grew a couple inches, because those QB sneaks, he gets an easy 2 yards, and that's just due to his height. I mean, I seen him without his pads on during the halftime show, and he looked bigger than 5'10". I mean, he might be 6 foot above that, but if he continues his side to advantage, Brisbane could really be an impact player in the second half, try to really slow down this Valley Forge attack.
First and 10 from the 32. Brisbane under center. A pitch out to the right. Cortez breaks a tackle, looks for the corner, gets it, gets a block on the inside. He'll get a first down. Flags litter the field as he's taken down just shy of the 45-yard line. Charles Lochner comes up with a stop, but we'll check on the flag. Looks to be where Cortez turned the corner. That's usually a sign of holding.
Yes, it is. We got multiple flags down there, so I'm sure all the refs seen the same thing. And you're right, Mike. Holding penalty brings that nice pitch route. We should usually see Deshaun Cortez being the power guy, the middle guy, to take it right up the gut. But this time they spread it out, give him a little toss sweep, try to switch it up. Excellent run, but it gets called back on the holding penalty. That's why the run was broken loose. But Bristol looking to switch. They're not sticking to what they're traditionally doing, and Valley Forge has really contained what they've been used to and what they've been seeing tonight. So Valley Forge needs to stay aggressive and stay on the game plan right now to try to come back.
They give to Bell on the jet sweep, and Bell will take it up to the 35-yard line for a gain of 6. Penalty made it first down and 12. Not something you see very often. Good to see John Burnett jogging back onto the field, replacing Michael Sloan. So glad to see all is well with number 68 for the Warriors, as it's a second down and 7 for Bristol with 9:20 and a running clock to play here in the third quarter. Bristol with a 24-6 lead. Wing T formation, receivers to either side. It's Ishawn Perry at the bottom of your screen. They hand it off on the counter to Bell, and he's got a ton of space. Look at Bell. Get to the corner. Needs one block. Off to the races, and Eric Bell, 65 yards for the touchdown.
And that's his 4th touchdown of the night. We might have to switch plays of the game there because that run was phenomenal. Not only did he break through the line of scrimmage, follow his blocks perfectly, but he also runs the ladder outside. He jukes inside. The cornerback bites to the inside, and he breaks right outside. No outside contain there for Valley Forge. It's just so hard to contain that wing T all game. It's a process. It's slow moving. It lures you to sleep, and Eric Bell is the perfect back in that system, and he shows it once again with his 4th touchdown of the game and his 10th of the year. So great night for Eric Bell, and hats off to that offensive line really opening up the holes, and his fullbacks have really been leading into the holes as well. And great cut moves by Eric Bell, just an awesome play call and great answer.
When he gets to the open field, there's simply no catching him.
Yeah, he shows his speed once he breaks through the line of scrimmage, and his juke moves are phenomenal as well. And we have a false start. Once again, these crucial extra points when the Bristol Warriors start playing tougher competitions, their upcoming rivalry game in Lower Moreland's coming up in a couple weeks. I mean, these extra points are really crucial in games that really matter. I mean, this game's getting out of hand right now, but once again, they could be up 35-6 here, and it's only that 5-point difference could really come into play during the playoffs or a run to the conference championship.
Yeah, absolutely. So Cortez is going to come out under center. Has a hard time with the snap, and he'll just fall back on top of it. So the PAT is no good. With 8:57 to play here in the 3rd quarter, it's Bristol 30 and Valley Forge Military Academy 6. I want to remind you, tonight's game is brought to you by Levittown Auto. Located at 4033 New Rogers Road, Levittown Auto has a great selection and financing available. Please call owner and president Jim Wilson at 215-547-9494 or email him at levittownauto@comcast.net.
Well, you didn't expect Bristol Warriors to go to play their power outside right handoff to Eric Bell, but they said, you know what, Valley Forge answered really quick, and a great play by Elliot Calloway, and they're like, you know what, we're going to give the ball to our best player as well, and that's exactly what they did. Bristol Warriors did not back down. John Griner took full advantage of the blocking. Eric Bell, touchdown, and good play call by the head coach, John Griner. He looks really impressive here, not only managing the game, but also keeping the Valley Forge offense in check as well.
Want to welcome our viewers on Facebook Live. Thanks so much for joining us. As here's almost an onside kick. That's a live football, and it looks like the Warriors were indeed able to recover. Dante Lombardi appeared to recover the football for Bristol. And it is indeed Warriors football.
Yeah, Dante Lombardi, we've seen him earlier with the hit of the game, possibly one of the biggest hits we've seen, and he comes down there, just a simple squib kick, onside type of deal. Lombardi comes down. He misses on the first attempt, but once again, the Valley Forge team was too slow to catch up, and he recovers the own fumble, and Bristol takes over. And watch Eric Bell for maybe his 5th touchdown tonight, Mike.
Wing T Bell back to the left. Instead, it's to Cortez. 3 yards in a cloud of dust, goes for 5 for the big fullback Cortez. And it'll bring up a 2nd down and 5. You don't see many natural grass fields, and you don't see any actual clouds of dust anymore when you see the option run, but you saw some power football there, 2nd down and 5.
Right, the 7th and 8th grade offense that Bristol's running here. I coach a 7th and 8th grade team, Mike, and we were down in South Philly right at Myers Playground, and that Dust Bowl is crazy. But here at Bristol, they seem to take care of the grass, unlike that garden out back.
Cortez to the corner, gets hit hard right near the 30-yard line. It'll depend on the spot if he picked up the 1st down or not. Looks like he's about a yard shy. And it'll bring up a 3rd down and 1.
Just such a systematic scheme here from the Bristol Warriors. It's really tough to maintain all game, and they've been really running it effectively and taking advantage of the field position that the Valley Forge Trojans had been giving it to them.
Reyes, Bell, and Cortez are the backs in the wing T. Brisbane under center. And it looked like there was some movement before the play. And it is indeed a false start.
A little late for false call there. The lineman got down. Once again, the lineman you mentioned, Jacob Wright, filling in for Chucky Collins. He gets down in the stands, forgets that he's not a tight end anymore.
Right.
Pops right back up. The ref called that one. False start brings the Bristol Warriors back an extra 5 yards. Creating a tough third down here against a Valley Forge defense that's been stopping everything except for Eric Bell.
We've only seen one pass tonight from Brisbane as he tucks under center. But when you have backs like this, why not? It's Deshaun Cortez just shy of the first down. It'll be a 4th down and 1, and with the power football that you're able to use right now, just keep the offense out on the field.
Well, Mike, you see this, the Bristol coach is seeing what the ends do for Valley Forge. The end crashes down, they hand it off to Bell. If the end goes upfield, they hand it off to the fullback. It's just excellent play calling here, and they run a QB sneak. And Brisbane, maybe his 5th quarterback sneak of the night tonight, Mike, and see if he can pick up another first down.
Yeah, he gains to the positive side of the 30, which is enough for a first down for the senior quarterback, Samir Brisbane, the 5'10", 165-pound senior. You look at this Bristol team, not a team that has a ton of size or a ton of height. Nobody over 6'2", but they're playing some old-school power football.
No, you're exactly right, because they get it done not the natural way. They don't have really a field goal kicker. They don't have a punter. So they're literally working 4 downs a pop, and first down they get 5, second down they get 3, third down they get 2, fourth down they need 1 yard, and we've seen it all night. They've been doing that. It's 4-down territory no matter where you are on the field.
Here's the pitch to Bell, makes one man miss, leaps over another man, tiptoes the sideline, and he'll be close to a 1st and goal as a flag comes down at the end of the play.
If that run stays, Mike, that's a video game run. He hit every button there, the spin move and B, the hurl move and Y, the R2L2 juke. I mean, that was an awesome run by Eric Bell. Once he gets outside and gets space, he's almost untackleable. And you've seen it in Valley Forge, half the guys don't even want to tackle him anymore. They're like, this guy is just too good. And Eric Bell is now at the coach calling the plays for the offense. So, I mean, that's how much trust you have. And he's just taking a break right now. But, I mean, Eric Bell looks phenomenal tonight, Mike, and I'm very impressed. So.
Yeah, as am I. It's a personal foul against Bristol. So we'll see if it's post-play or not. It appears as though it is after the play, so the first down would stand as the football is marked back to the 36-yard line. So it is a first down and 15 for Bristol following the penalty. But how do you tackle someone who's not there? You thought he's to the right, he's to the left, he goes around you, it goes through you, and now he can go over you too?
Yeah, I mean, that's just, he does it all. And once again, now he's lined up at receiver. Last time he had him open, Brisbane just didn't have the protection needed in these 4 vertical situations. And
Bell slot to the left, but they give to Cortez on the run. And Cortez is across the 35 down to the 32 for a gain of about 4. And another late flag comes in at the end of the play. I think that was Kevin Minnis, senior linebacker, defensive back, getting mixed up with one of the Warriors.
Mike, this could be back-to-back personal foul penalties on the Bristol Warriors. I mean, you're obviously winning against not one of the best teams in your district, but we talked about it earlier. When you start playing against better teams in a certain environment, when you have these leads, certain teams can really chop it down and really come back. You can't have these penalties. I mean, obviously they're up by 24 right now with the time ticking in the third quarter, but then again, it's on Valley Forge. I'm sorry. So
yeah, it is unsportsmanlike.
So teams back and forth on unsportsmanlike penalties. So.
And you don't want to see anything like this, especially in a game that's pretty close to out of hand. If Bristol scores a touchdown here, it would be into the mercy rule and the running clock. You certainly don't want to see anything get out of hand in a game like this. And the Warriors just trying to stay healthy for their late season
Well,
run.
usually in that penalty, it's just the person who retaliates. So initially, I thought Bristol did the first initial after the hit, but it's always the person who gets called second.
It's Bell on the screen with the juke down to the 11. He fumbled the football. And Valley Forge Military Academy comes up with a recovery. Recovery made on the play by Eddie Davila. I don't think any hit jarred that football loose. I think Bell juked it right out of his own hands.
Yeah, well, that was the first time we seen Bell line up as a slot receiver, trying to switch it up, trying to get the ball out of Brisbane's hands instead of running it. And Bell catches the ball, not really sure what to do on the outside with it. He's usually just cutting through, following his blockers, and loses the ball. And Valley Forge makes a huge play in their own side of the field and switches over. And here we see Bell catches on the outside, usually running through the tackles. Nice juke move, and like you said, 13 stripped.
Football was stripped out, by Calloway, who's made a ton of plays tonight for Valley Forge Military Academy.
He has over 100 yards kickoff returns. He has that huge play of the game run.
And now trouble as that ball is loose in the end zone, and it's going to be recovered for a Warriors touchdown. Lucas Bogard. Flag comes down at the end of the play. One of the offensive linemen for Valley Forge Military Academy threw their helmet in frustration.
Captain Connor Mooney there, their starting offensive lineman, is not happy what the offense has been doing tonight, and neither is the Valley Forge Military Academy sidelines there. The coaches are just in disgust as they watch their senior captain walk off the field with his helmet off his head, and a personal foul against your captain down by a huge margin. That's not like what to see, Mike, and your captain. You want to see more discipline and more honest effort than just throwing your helmet in front of your whole team down on the road.
So it's now 36-6. Bristol with a 30-point lead. 35 would put the mercy rule in effect.
Well, we've seen Lucas Brogard pick up that first down, huge first down earlier when the Bristol Warriors were driving in the first half. And then he just makes a play on defense. He's always been a great leader on defense, but touchdown, Bristol Warriors shows that they can do it on all sides of the ball, except on PAT.
Brisbane handed that one off to Winder, couldn't get in. PAT no good. The Warriors now 0 for 6 on PAT attempts, and they have a 36-6 lead with 5:57 to play here in the third quarter.
You could tell Coach Grinder is not happy about that one. He's almost in the middle of the field like, guys, we need to figure this out. Obviously, you're up huge. You're playing a great game. Eric Bell dominated. Cortez ran hard. Alan Reyes played great. The two Collins. Awesome player movement by the Bristol Warriors. But if you can't convert these huge plays, these extra points, I mean, I know it's not a big deal. It don't seem a big deal, but I know Coach knows it. I know it. You got to figure this out this week of practice. You got to sign a kicker from the soccer team, or you need to work on your 2-point conversions, because that's not going to cut it when you, especially with a now 5-1 Bristol team.
Right.
That's not going to cut it during playoffs, because
exactly might not hurt you right now, but it will before the end of the season.
However, hats off to Bristol coming out here homecoming, playing really well and taking full advantage of all Valley Forge's mistakes, tip balls, penalties, everything.
After the penalty, Winder kicks it off to one of the up men, and that's Max Kaufman across the 30-yard line and down to the 32, and that's where Valley Forge Military Academy will take over on offense. First down and 10. Tonight's grub of the game sponsor is Flip City Shakes in Southampton and Quakertown, PA. They provided us with some delicious burgers and fries tonight. Big fan of the sweet potato fries. They have a mac and cheese burger as well. It's not so good for the waistline, but it's delicious for the taste buds. The guys at Flippin' Shakes, Mick and Phil, are huge supporters of local schools and can provide fundraisers, catering, and takeout for sporting events. Visit them 233 2nd Street Pike in Southampton, or 201 Station Avenue in Quakertown. Best burgers around. Love the great folks over at Flip City Shakes.
There's nothing better than a mac and cheese burger. But Mike, that waistline fat is usually called athletic fat because of all the hard work you put in eating the mac and cheese burger.
Elliot Calloway with a first down carry gets back to the line of scrimmage. Maybe lost one. Warriors swarmed defensively that time.
I mean, this is just a great environment, Mike. I mean, obviously Valley Forge didn't come out here and play their best, but Bristol putting on a show here in homecoming. I mean, great environment. It's a neighborhood field. You pull up, you park your car.
Yeah.
Train goes by. It's just a great atmosphere here in Bristol and Barrow, and I'd like to see more home games here against better teams, you know, because Valley Forge Military Academy, you're switching guys in and out. You got young guys, you got big impact players leaving when unexpectedly. So
Nate Gold under center on 2nd down and 10. It's a play action. Gold rolls out to the left. Not much room to be had, and there's Alan Reyes. Gold was spinning, looking for some space. He instead found number 23.
Yeah, 23, Alan Reyes really lives and dies behind his pads, which means he is going full force every time and forming up and making the hit. He is not diving. He is not jumping out of the way. He's a pure tackler there at middle linebacker, and that's just a great play. I mean, broken down play. Freshman quarterback Nate Gold tries to make something happen, and the excellent stout defense from the Warriors is right there waiting for it.
3rd down and 12. Slot to the left of the formation. Gold drops back. It's a jailbreak blitz. Over the middle. Pass is caught close to the sticks by Elliot Calloway. Calloway has made some plays for the Trojans tonight, and he's got enough for a 1st down.
Wow, I mean, that's the first throw we've seen across the middle all game from both teams. Great throw by the freshman Nate Gold, stepping up and finding the favorite target, Elliot Calloway. Calloway has been doing it all, like you said, kickoff returns, and now with that huge catch, if he would have just corralled some of those drag routes earlier in the game, this deficit would not be as much as it seems as a scoreboard, because he tipped some balls, and the Bristol Warriors took full advantage, intercepted. But great play there, and I like the Valley Forge passing attack here.
1st down and 10. It's a handoff. Juking his way through the middle up to the 48-yard line with the carry is Nasir Gilbert. And we said earlier, Eric Bell has put on a very nice performance tonight. But other than that, I don't know that the Warriors have done anything extraordinary tonight. They haven't been overwhelming. They've just capitalized on the mistakes by Valley Forge Military Academy and played their game incredibly well.
Exactly, and they actually flipped the Valley Forge game plan and over the top of their heads, because they knew they're going to come in conservative with this wing T style, and Bristol didn't care. They stuck with the plan and really shook up Valley Forge's game plan.
2nd down and 4. There is a flag down as Calloway gets the carry, and he's got a 1st down in the Warriors' territory. We'll mark him out of bounds at the 43-yard line, but it'll depend on the flag at the Valley Forge 49. Did that come in as the running back Calloway was trying to turn the corner? 3:02 to play here in the 3rd quarter. 36-6 Warriors are in front of the Valley Forge Military Academy Trojans. With Mike Palmer, I'm Mike Samsel. Thanks so much for joining us here on the Sports Fanbase Network. And they do wave the flag off, so it will indeed be a 1st down for Valley Forge Military Academy. See my broadcast partner at Westchester, Kevin O'Hanlon, joining us on Facebook. So thanks so much to Kev. We'll be up bright and early tomorrow, making the trip out to Shippensburg as the Golden Rams are in action tomorrow, taking on Shippensburg in a great PSAC East battle. A couple of old high school classmates, Miana Burnett, Shane Burnett joining us. So fun to come back to the hometown and call this one. Bit of a bad snap. Gold able to gather, but he's going to get wrestled down all the way back at his own 46-yard line. Michael R. got shot out of a cannon off the edge, and Gold being able to bobble the snap didn't really help.
That's been a problem all night, Mike. I mean, the snaps have been there. The quarterbacks just can't handle them, and you can't really get anything started when the snap's bad. Valley Forge is a shotgun-based spread offense, but they started the game in that single-back pro style, and I want to see them go back under center here, because these snaps have really been slowing down their drives and really killing their drives. And here to go, under center.
2nd down and 19. It's an I formation.
Max protect post here, maybe, Mike.
Calloway and Gilbert, the backs. And there was indeed some movement. Believe it was Kaufman lined up tight end to the left who moved. So it'll move them back and now make it a 2nd down and 24. Trojans are going the wrong way.
Well, we've seen it all game when Valley Forge was winning first downs and not taking those second downs, 2nd and 20, 2nd and 15, even 2nd and 25. We see it right here. And when they produced and did well on first down and actually carried over, moving the sticks, they scored.
Right.
But other than that, this whole game, we've seen them struggle on first down, and Bristol on their offense and defensive sides win first down, and that's the key to the game.
2nd and 24, it's an option. Gold keeps it himself, and there's that man again, Michael R.
Yeah, he's really, Coach Grinder's really sending he's sending his edge rushers there right now, and Michael R., we haven't seen him all game really rushing the quarterback because they're really worried about Calloway breaking through a touchdown, but now they know they're trying to come back with the passing attack, and huge pressure there from Michael R.
And you can see how well R played that one as well because he played the option pitch first. Didn't really give Gold anywhere to go with the football. Read it well, smart play, and once he knew for sure that Gold had nowhere to go with it, came up with a pursuit and the stop. 3rd and a mile. Gold takes the shotgun snap and drops back. R again with pressure. Deep throw for Kaufman, incomplete. Leaping attempt. Keandre Harris had the coverage. Pass falls incomplete, and it will be 4th down and 28.
I like the shot play there, though, Mike. Your backs are against the walls here, down a lot. You need something. And Valley Forge dials it up, but just out of reach there for their best receiver, Mark Ramsey. Mark Ramsey, if you get him the ball, he looks like a really athletic talent.
Yeah.
It's just they couldn't get him the ball as much today, and another punt for Valley Forge.
Low line drive kick that Brisbane will field at the 16. And he's got a couple of blockers in front of him. Brisbane across midfield gets another block. Samir Brisbane down the sideline, cuts to the inside, and he's down inside the 5 for the Warriors. First and goal, Bristol. It appears to be Michael R. down at the end of the play.
Look at the Bristol sidelines going to their quarterback after that huge punt return. Yes, that is the quarterback returning punts in Brisbane, and he takes it all the way to the 10-yard line. A 70-yard punt return there for Brisbane at the end of the 3rd quarter, and that might be the dagger there, Mike.
You knew that could be trouble when you saw the low line drive kick. Bristol had the return wall set up well, and Samir Brisbane in the open field. Valley Forge got a couple of men back, but a 73-yard return sets Bristol up with a 1st down and goal from the 8-yard line. 16.5 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter. It's a wing T formation. Tailback Eric Bell, 3 touchdowns tonight. This one is Reyes. Power right to the 3. And that will be the final play of the 3rd quarter here at Bristol High. It has been all Warriors and all Eric Bell tonight. We've played 3 here in Bristol. It's Warriors 36 and Valley Forge Military Academy 6. You're watching the Sports Fanbase Network presented by Payroll Service Solutions.
Hi, I'm Marty Bystrom, former pitcher for the Philadelphia Phillies. In my experience in Major League Baseball, I know how important it is for high school athletes to gain exposure. My friends at Payroll Service Solutions are huge supporters of high school sports and the Sports Fanbase Network. If you are a small to medium-sized business in need of a payroll company, contact Payroll Service Solutions. Not only will they take care of you, they will continue to support the community. For more information, contact Payroll Service Solutions at 215-624-0922 or 866-PAY-EASY.
Hey, you.
Who, me?
Yes, you. You like pro sports?
Yeah,
You like college sports?
of course.
You like high school sports?
I guess.
Maybe you just don't know much about them.
Hey, voice in the sky.
Huh?
Where can I go to learn more about Philadelphia area high school athletics?
Just watch Varsity Voice every Wednesday on Facebook Live at 7 p.m.
With Mike Palmer, I'm Mike Samsel back out here at Bristol High. 36-6 our score. Warriors in front and driving with a second down and goal from the 4. Eric Bell, slot to the left, looking for touchdown number 4 of the night. Reyes up the middle to the goal line. Touchdown Warriors. We think. Far side referee came in and signaled touchdown. Near side referee said he was down to the 1. The far side referee threw his hands in the air as though it were a touchdown, or he doesn't care.
Yeah,
the other referee said he was down at the 1.
Yeah, I mean, he gave like the out safe at the same time there. His arms were really up. They're in a position where you couldn't really tell. I mean, he wasn't really sure. You got to make that play, make that call down there, and now they're huddled up really talking about it, and they might change it back. Yep, and a touchdown.
It is indeed a Warrior touchdown.
Yeah, originally, I mean, Reyes reached the ball over. If we had the technology with the pylon cams and all that, we would have got that immediately, but it was just confusion from the far side ref. His arms weren't put up fully in the air, and Reyes punches it in, and let's see if Bristol can make – this is what we come to see here. Whoever left our broadcast, come back and see if Bristol can make their first extra point of the night. This is crucial. This is huge. This is the play of the game right here, Mike.
Even though it's 42-6, 7 touchdowns for the Warriors.
That'll work.
And they indeed convert their first PAT with Brisbane. And with 11:52 to play here in the 4th quarter, it is 44-6. Warriors in front over Valley Forge Military Academy. Tonight's broadcast is brought to you in part by Levittown Auto. Located at 4033 New Rogers Road, Levittown Auto has a great selection and financing available. Please call owner and President Jim Wilson at 215-547-9494 or email him at levittownauto@comcast.net. Great to have everybody on hand for today's game, and it's really one of the cool things that SFBN allows us to do. You know, we get to see some great games, Archbishop Wood, Perkiomen Valley, some of the great teams and great schools around the area, football powers. Then we get a chance to come here to a place like Bristol. You know, doesn't get a ton of media attention, but even still, great coverage tonight, and they're putting on a show for the SFBN cameras and homecoming.
Yeah, no matter where you go, every team, player, parent, guardian, whoever, friend who's come here to watch, all out effort, and it's just amazing. I mean, the Friday night lights, nothing beats it, Mike, and we see it every week, no matter where you are, what town, what city. It's just football is the best sport, and once again, they're scared to kick it to Calloway because he's averaging almost 30 yards of return, and that's the story of the game. I mean, Bristol taking over with their best player, Eric Bell, and then Valley Forge trying to answer with their best player, but their offensive scheme was just not enough to match with the wing T and the drawn-out process that delivers.
So 11:30, and now the running clock roll is in effect. Bristol with a 38-point lead, so the clock will only stop at this point for injuries, scores, and change of possession.
We've seen freshman quarterback Nate Gold air it out last time. Let's see if they trust his arm here, down by 38 in the 4th quarter.
Gold under center, it's a counter. Calloway spins off one tackle, not a second. Great pursuit by Deion Jackson. And he'll come up with a stop. Jackson read that counter really well because that was a well-executed, well-looking play. But Jackson read the counter right
Yeah, that was the play Calloway scored on earlier in the first half. I mean, excellent design play call there by the coach Mark Cohen there for the Valley Forge. But this time, Bristol sniffs it out and was not letting Calloway let Calloway really disrupt this blowout.
Right. 2nd and 12.
Like he has been doing all night, Mike. Calloway had a great game for Valley Forge.
Gold under center, play action, rolls out to his right. Little pressure comes, a little dump off pass. And down there midfield is Eddie Davila. Warriors converge for the stop.
And we said Deshaun Cortez was beast mode for the Bristol Warriors, but when Eddie Davila touches the ball for the Valley Forge team, he lowers his shoulder. He's a big guy, heavy-setted guy, kind of like a fullback for them, or H-back like we like to call it nowadays, how the fullback doesn't really exist. But, I mean, when he touches the ball, he lowers his shoulder, just like Matt Kaufman. I mean, Valley Forge has some exceptional talent players. It's just their offensive scheme maybe a little bit too hard to decipher for the sophomore quarterback and Mark Wilson, who was injured earlier.
3rd down and 5. And play whistle down, and I think it is to get attention to Ishawn Perry, and it is. Since that collision, and they are indeed going to come get Perry. Since that collision, Perry just looked like he was trying to catch his bearings about him. He was kind of shaking his head, holding his head to this, his hands to his ears, almost like that old bell rung type of injury. So they'll go out and get some attention from him, and that is good to see. And it's a great job by the referees to stand in. And
awesome job.
Have
like
Perry
said,
taken out of the game.
These small teams, schools, athletic training programs can't really be established. So, I mean, the concussion protocol has really been one of the most talked about things, not only in youth football, high school football, college football, but also the NFL. I mean, the concussion protocol is so important. And you'd like to see that everyone getting involved, not only the players, but coaches. And
fumble on the play on 3rd down and 5, and the Warriors come up with the recovery. It was punched out, and the Warriors able to force the turnover.
And my favorite guy on the roster lineup here, Ryan Kelly for the Bristol Warriors, checks into the game. He's listed at 5'3", 83 pounds. You gotta love that here on Friday night.
And just seeing them, both of those look like a lie. Want to let you know tonight's broadcast brought to you in part by Pinky Promise Boutique. Unique gifts for unique people. Go to pinkypromise.com to shop today. On 1st down and 10 from their own 41, it is Kelly split out as a wide receiver to the left. And in at quarterback for Bristol is the freshman A.J. Brown, getting some of the younger players a little bit of playing time in the 1st down counter. Goes up the middle for a gain of 2. As they carry that time for the Warriors. 1 to Keandre Harris.
You gotta love this stuff, Mike. I mean, you just get done coaching these 7th and 8th grade kids, and you see them come up to high school and under the lights, big time moment. And it's just something to see, man. I mean, that's football for you. You got to love it, and that's what homecoming's all about, Mike. It all comes full circle.
2nd down and 9. Again, it's Brown under center and hands it off, and there is just a ton of space. Winder, touchdown. Kason Winder, freshman, reaches pay dirt. 50-6 Bristol.
It just seemed like a magnetic force was dragging the Valley Forge defense away from the freshman running back Kason Winder, and it was just a weird play. I mean, they were right there. They seen where the ball was going, but 44 Javier Price Butler, a senior, just didn't want to stick his nose in there, and Kinder takes full advantage of the opportunity. As a freshman, usually you see the seniors come in and make those plays, but once again, Bristol just wanted it more tonight, and Valley Forge, very conservative effort tonight, and not what you want to see.
A.J. Brown comes out as the Warriors will go for 2. They're not running it, rubbing it in, or trying to run it up. It's just simply that their kicker, the only kicker on their roster, Kevin Farrell, is currently down on the sidelines in a walking boot, so kind of hard for him to kick. PAT no good. So it's 50-6 Warriors in front. Clock will halt with 7:47 to play. Tonight's broadcast is brought to you in part by the Bristol Warriors Football Parents Association. A special thank you to head coach John Greiner, Cindy Burnett, Maria Lana Collins, as well for supporting the Bristol Warriors and making tonight's broadcast possible. 7:47 to play here in the fourth quarter, and at this point you don't want to undersell it or downgrade it too much, but for some of the young players on both sides, Bristol and Valley Forge Military Academy, this essentially becomes a live practice.
No, not only does it become a live practice, it really becomes a live understanding of the game, because obviously Bristol came out here and whooped them, but they have some things to work on too. Their PATs, their kicker, their punter, they need to work on this other side of the ball that we call special teams. And I mean, Valley Forge special teams look pretty decent tonight, but
Winder skimming kickoff, hits one of the up men, able to pick it up is Tyron Rice, and he reverses field, and Rice will get near midfield with a return.
But like you've been saying it all day, Mike, Bristol didn't really do nothing crazy here. They just stuck to the game plan and
Correct.
only threw the ball twice, and one of them was a turnover when they threw the ball. So Valley Forge is just having a bad season this year, and they came out firing. They had the ball in their own field. The first possession, didn't do nothing with that, settled for a long field goal, and Bristol did not look back after that. And now we have a running clock here with 7 minutes to go in the fourth quarter, and that's what happens usually. A good team takes care of the ball and takes full advantage of the other team's mistakes.
50-6, Bristol in front, running clock in effect, under 7 minutes to play. As Gold comes out in the shotgun and hands it off up the middle. Calloway is going to be close to first down yardage, and Elliot Calloway, don't want his effort to go understated tonight. He's by far been the best player in white and gold.
Yeah, we don't like to give out participation trophies, but for the losing team, losing effort, that's a winning effort for Elliot Calloway there, for really giving Valley Forge something to look upon for the next coming weeks as the season comes to a close.
6:10 to play here in the fourth quarter. First down and 10. And some movement along the line. So after the false start penalty, first down and 15. Gold in the I formation. Give to Calloway again. Fumble. Loose football, and it looked like able to fall on top of it was Charles Ball, the offensive lineman for Valley Forge Military Academy. Valley Forge Military Academy has had to put the ball on the ground, I would say 7 or 8 times tonight.
Yeah, well, they stray away from the shotgun because we've seen even the starting quarterback and Dave Wilson couldn't hand on to it. So they go to the simple under the center, a simple handoff, and Calloway just thinking about his big game, big stats, doesn't secure the easy handoff, fumbles it, but Valley Forge recovers. I mean, if you can't even get the play started, you don't have a chance, and that's what we've seen tonight, Mike.
So it's a loss on the play, and it'll bring up second down and 17. Calloway now slot to the right. Gold takes the snap and drops back. Has time, rolls out to his left. Now some pressure rolls his way, able to sidestep a tackle. Gold will take off, lower his shoulder, and fight his way down to about the 41-yard line. So give him a gain of about 6 on that carry. Tough run by Gold that time.
Yeah, usually you don't like to see that from your quarterback, but I mean, freshman kid coming in there late in the game, you like to see that.
Right.
As a coach, you know, when it's late in the game, your quarterback, he's a freshman once again. I mean, that shows toughness, and that's all you can do at this point.
Sure. Easy to put it in park down 44, but.
Exactly. Fight for pride here, and I like the effort from Gold there, lowering his shoulder right on the Valley Forge sideline, too.
3rd and 12. Gold. Pitch out to the left. Looking for the corner is Gilbert. Bounces off a tackler. A second and gang tackled at the 33-yard line, close to the first down. Looks to be a yard, maybe two shy.
We really haven't credited the Bristol defense of tracking down the ball really well.
Right.
We might have mentioned their pursuit earlier in the game, but it is phenomenal. I mean, they're not the biggest defense, but they all run to the ball very efficiently, and that's what we like to see. As long as you got to counteract the things you don't have. If you're not the biggest, obviously you're not going to stuff them up. They run outside, boom, pursuit drills, and I'm sure they do that all day in practice. Pursuit drills, and just constant, nonstop moving for that small, athletic Bristol defense.
4th down and 4. Gold comes out on the shotgun. Calloway a wing out to the left, and they hand it off to him on the counter. Now they fake the reverse, and Calloway gets the corner. A first down as he slips down at the 20-yard line. That was excellent fake counter action. They sent Kaufman back to the inside, but to the outside with a first down was Calloway.
I'm not sure if Calloway just took that in his own possession there, because if they would have ran the double reverse, they had Mark Ramsey there wide open for the touchdown. I think Calloway said, you know what, I've been playing the hardest, and he took it on his own.
For the Warriors, what a night it is for Eric Bell. 3 touchdowns, homecoming king, and now the Lloyd Sixsmith Sporting Goods player of the game. We'll get to him following this play, which won't happen, so we'll get to him now. Your Lloyd Sixsmith Sporting Goods player of the game is Eric Bell. Presented by Lloyd Sixsmith Sporting Goods, the leading supplier of the Philadelphia Public League. Visit them today, 7554 Frankfurt Avenue in Mayfair, for all of your sporting good needs. Number 20, we said he was going to make an impact. He did, and then some.
Yes, he did not disappoint at all. One of the most phenomenal, aggressive, agile, any adverb you can throw, adjective at this kid. I mean, he took over this ball game with 4 touchdowns, and all of them were at least over 20 yards, and the one he broke through to make the running clock was just phenomenal. He hit every juke in his arsenal.
Yeah.
And Eric Bell, hats off to you, kid. Great game, homecoming king, man. You got a bright future.
His longest of the night was 65 yards. Don't have any official stats, but kind of think he's easily over 100, maybe close to 200 yards rushing on the night.
Yeah, he picks up chunks of yardage very quickly. I mean, haven't really seen it back like that all year.
Calloway cuts back to the left, spins back to the middle of the field, and gets taken down inside the 10-yard line. But Elliott Calloway is going to have enough for the first down as Valley Forge Military Academy looks to get to the end zone for the second time tonight. They started the second half kind of marching right down the field and scoring, making it a 24-6 game. But other than that one drive, it has been all Warriors and all head coach John Greiner and his squad tonight. Fantastic. 30 seconds, maybe the final play of the game with the running clock. It's a play action, and a screen out to the right is too tall and incomplete for Eddie Davila.
Yeah, you can't blame Nate Gold here coming in, freshman quarterback. He's really took over here when their quarterback goes down in the second half. He took over, and I think he had a pretty good showing here for a freshman quarterback for Valley Forge. Bright spot, bright future, and don't discount the effort that Valley Forge Military came out here. I mean, they don't really have that much depth. You see on their bench right there, I mean, not too many subs, and a lot of guys are playing both ways, all positions of the ball, special teams, offense, defense, and hats off to the Valley Forge Military Academy, but Bristol Warriors too much here on homecoming night, and Eric Bell, once again, huge game, and his counterparts, Deshaun Cortez and Allen Reyes, ran the ball really hard, and the offensive lineman was great tonight too, and once again, Samir Brisbane, the leader, the controller of that offense, the quarterback, seals the deal with a huge 70-yard punt return, and the Warriors haven't looked back since. And
how do you feel about taking the time out there, trying to get a little pride touchdown here at the end, something to build on?
We see this all the time nowadays, Mike. I mean, there's nothing better than going in there, leaving with the touchdown, leaving with your heads held high.
Gold is going to throw under pressure, floats, and it is tipped and incomplete. Nearly picked off. That would not have been the way Valley Forge wanted the night to end. But it is the Bristol Warriors. Fantastic tonight. Our final, Bristol 50 and Valley Forge Military Academy 6. Warriors now coming down the stretch, 5-1 on the season.
Yeah, I mean, this is when the really district and conference schedule gets harder. Warriors have their rival Lower Moreland on October 28th and 2 other conference games before that. But then again, we comment on Valley Forge giving out great effort tonight. They get blown out. Valley Forge 0-6 now. They got to look to find a win within those district games, maybe ruin some guys' playoff contentions. But Bristol comes out tonight on homecoming, gets the job done, gives the ball to their best player, Eric Bell. We've seen him do everything possible for that team. 4 touchdowns on the night, player of the game. But Bristol, 5-1, looking great going into their final weeks here, and we could really see them being a playoff contender. And that wing T can really disrupt the team, not only flow of the game, but definitely their game plan, because you got a game plan for so many players that this Bristol Warriors team produces. And just an excellent game. I mean, shout out SFBN crew. Great job tonight, and everybody. I mean, it was a blast. Friday Night Lights is awesome, and it was great to be here. Bristol Barrow Township, great place, great atmosphere for football, and I mean, just got out of hand for Valley Forge, and Bristol takes the win.
Yeah, with the win, as we said, the Warriors 5-1 on the season, and with the loss, Valley Forge Military Academy falls to 0-6. That'll do it for our coverage here on the Sports Fanbase Network, presented by Payroll Service Solutions. Thanks to our great crew tonight, cameraman Sean Kelly and Dave Roberts, our assistant producer Josh Abrams, engineer Nick Paul, the director is Josh Bellman, and the executive producer of the Sports Fanbase Network is Ari Bluestein. For my broadcast partner Mike Palmer, I'm Mike Samsel. Again, our final, it's the Warriors all over the Trojans of Valley Forge Military Academy tonight. Bristol 50. Valley Forge Military Academy 6. Good night from the best small town in America.